Welcome to our program, Political Arena. Political Arena is our popular program where we discuss political happenings in Nigeria and other parts of the world. I'm John Glover. I'll be your anchor on today's edition. With me in the studio, we have Comrade Tunde Okorodudu. Comrade Tunde Okorodudu is an APC chieftain in Warri South local government area. Comrade Okorodudu, you're welcome to our show.
Thank you for inviting me again today.
All right, also with us, we have our renowned journalist here in Delta State, Comrade Emeka Onwokocha. Comrade Emeka Onwokocha is a journalist who prefers to be called the president of the Tanakawas.
Obviously,
You're welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, John, for having me.
All right, today we want to look at the state of the nation. We're looking at various happenings in Nigeria. We want to look at what is happening across the country, making the trending political happenings around the country that has been trending. But first of all, let's start with Comrade Tunde Okorodudu. You had maintained on this program that the Supreme Court was going to, the decision of the Supreme Court was going to be in favor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and truly it's also. Is it that you already knew what was going to happen, or you had always maintained that he will come out victorious? How does it make you feel at all?
Well, it sounds like I'm a soothsayer, but the point remains that those who prepare for an office gets the office. You don't just run for president without preparation. There has been over 30 years of preparation for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from his antecedents, the way he went to school, the pro-democracy movement, of which we were partly together in that movement in America when I was in the United States, the fight to make sure that we entrench democracy in Nigeria, the rulership of him being a governor of Lagos State for 2 terms between 1999 and 2007, his effectiveness in being able to transform Lagos into almost a paradise. Compared, only Abuja can say they can compete with Lagos right now. So I was sure that that's the kind of person that Nigeria needs now for presidency. And I stood behind him from AD, AC, ACN to now conglomerate of party of APC. And he has shown the world, despite all the odds, all the attacks and all the innuendos and fake news and biasness and condemnation, he was steadfast. He's focused on the mission. The mission is to rescue Nigeria, and he's there now. We want to congratulate him.
Looking at his administration in the last 5 years, 5 months, will you say you are satisfied with the way Nigerians are and how far he has fared?
Of course. Look, Rome was not built in a day. One, if you take over government, you need time to put your team together. Within 5 months, he has put his team together. He has his ministers. He has more ministers. He has special advisors. He's also been able to negotiate with the labor union, which was very much angry, including the ASU and all these other unions demanding what they couldn't get in Buhari's administration. People blame him that you brought Buhari. If you can take a horse to the stream, but you can't force the horse to drink water out of the stream. He helped Buhari to win, but is he going to run the administration like Buhari ran it? No. This government is here to change and transform Nigeria. I want to quote here again that by this time next year, people will be saying, oh, Tinubu is doing something. It takes a while to build all these things. The infrastructure has been built into place. The worker salary has been increased. All civil servants' salary have been increased. There is another palliative out there now for 15 million people, or for 25,000 naira, three months in 1 year, just to cushion the subsidy removal. Remember, the subsidy was not removed by him. It wasn't in the budget. Budget was prepared before he took office. Buhari has already removed it, but Buhari was not confident to say it out, or maybe he was trying to play it down for now. But Tinubu took the bull by the horn and said, there's no more subsidy. The cabals got to go. The money has to be redistributed to the people, not to the cabals. Less than 100 cabals were in a bondage for many years under the guys that fuel. I know it's rough. I sympathize. I have the pain for Nigerians. But please, trust me, this is just 5 months. Before 9 months or a year, there will be a hope, a new beginning for Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear from Comrade Emeka Onwokocha, who is a journalist. What is your assessment of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Just 5 years, 5 months done. How will you describe his how will you assess him?
Yes, Mr. John, just as I would saliently, committedly, dispassionately want to stand on the path to ensuring that our leaders, do the best for the country, because that is the essence of their being elected into political offices. The 5 months is just too, insignificant, a period of time to begin to assess the progress he has made. But the concern is that President Bola Tinubu could be likened, is synonymous to the problems in Nigeria in terms that he understands, the Nigerian problem. So he is a Nigerian by nature. So he understands where it pitches. So we expect him, because you cannot fault him by way of intelligence. You cannot fault him by way of not having the capacity. You cannot fault him even going by his educational profile. You cannot fault him. But the question there is that the leadership in Nigeria has gone beyond this, paraphernalias. Rather, what we expect is that commitment, that patriotism, trying to right the wrongs. Because I have always likened leadership as a whole bag of problems awaiting solution. So the man going there should be a solution solver. A man going there should have the magic wand to turn things around for the betterment of this country. Because I will tell you in truth, because he himself knows that the indices that are being rolled out globally, does not present Nigeria as a nation moving on a progressive trend, economically or otherwise, which he is aware. So now he is in the saddle. We want him to hit the ground running. We want him to actually act as a Nigerian, a true Nigerian. Not bringing in those characters in the past into governance again. Because today we are supposed to be the most progressive nation in Africa, going by the resources we have, going by the human resources we have, going by everything that God has put into this nation. But you cannot tell me that we are actually, holding that flag. So it is for us to actually give him the support, because the Supreme Court judgment has been decided. So as a fair player, as a patriotic Nigerian, what we should tell him is congratulations, but look at your back and know that there are Herculean issues that you need to begin to tackle now. Because if he gets it right, it's for our own betterment. If he fails, we are going to bear the brunt, and we are not ready to continuously bear the brunt. Let us be that his tenure will bring about a total vacation from the hero Nigeria had been over time. So that is our sing song. That is our calling. Clarion call to him that please don't look back.
All right,
because you know it. You have seen everything about this country. You rule Lagos State. You have been at the saddle of leadership. Whether it's just this time you are taking the saddle. Now, prove those, how do I call it, pessimists, prove them wrong and tell us that you can fix Nigeria. And if he does that, forget it, it's going to be Eureka for Nigerians.
All right, thank you very much. You talked about, Comrade Maker Onkucha talked about the commitment of the president. Now the president, in the last Federal Executive Council meeting, he told the ministers that it's either you perform or you are shown the way out. Is that a way to display his commitment? Bear in mind that his predecessor, former President Muhammadu Buhari, also said the same thing, but at the end of the day, he didn't change his cabinet. He just went with them all through. Is this a sign of commitment? You know him. You worked with him before. So you know if what he's saying is a commitment.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, I want to commend you.
God bless you.
For your patriotism.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, for the way you present things, not taking it too personal.
No.
Not emotional.
No, it can't be.
Rational.
Yes.
So I really, this is the first time on this program, before I move forward, that somebody is objective.
Okay.
You see, I come here for objectivity, not for personal interest and obedient to article. All those ones were not moving us forward. I wanted, all of us are patriotic. I'm a pro-democracy activist. I believe in democracy. I believe in the rule of law. And what my colleague here just said, yes, I agree with him that he needs to hit the ground running, which he has done. He needs to set a structure in place, which he has done. He needs to make and alleviate people whose impact on the subsidy removal to some extent, not to people like me. I'm feeling it, but I can't feel it like the common people. The common people, they barely can eat 3 square meals, even 2 square meals a day. I feel their pains. And we have a minister of humanitarian issues that has been going into the nooks and crannies of poverty to address them that there's hope. That hope, Tinubu has said it in their retreat going on as we are talking. He has given them a riots act that you don't perform, you're out. He's not here to play. The man wants to leave a legacy. He's not after money or anything. He wants legacy to say, during the time of his presidency, he brought Nigeria from poverty back to hope. We will start rising. The other presidents that take over will take it from there. But I can assure you, just like I assured you for 1 year plus now, that we're on the right direction. Tinubu is going to do the job patriotically. I believe in patriotism, and I commend you for your patriotism. We are all patriots here. We want solutions. We don't want problems. We're not here to attack and attack and attack, without talking about solutions. Solutions is to create an enabling environment for employment, which he is already doing, bringing expatriates from abroad, investors to come and see that the atmosphere is not necessarily 100% security safe, but you can't say what happened 2 months ago is the same thing like now. It's getting a little bit better. Security, it takes a while to build into place and to entrench people. As we are talking now, they're recruiting more soldiers, more policemen to hit the ground running. And by the time we don't have enough policemen. And the reason why is that the economy was bad. The riverine area where the oil is being produced, we have people tapping from all the corners and stealing the oil. We barely could even at that time, produce 1.2 million barrels a day. We have risen to 1.7 million barrels now, which means the riverine area where the crude oil is being tapped from is getting safer. The more crude we sell, the more money. Tinubu have taken over the gold mine. For many years, the northern hegemonies, they kept the gold mine as if it's a personal property. It says the natural resources. It belongs to the country. Oh, our oil. When it comes to Niger Delta, it's our oil. What about the other states? The bauxite, gold, diamond, many things are coming out. But we don't hear about it. But Dele Alake is in charge. And that's Jagaban's #1 boy. And he will deliver. Thank you.
Let's cover the Mekawokucha.
Yes.
Now, we just this week we saw the governors giving thumbs up to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he has been a father irrespective of political affiliations and all that. So, but judging by the looking at his body language, his policies and programs, and the way what he has done so far, will you say the governors are right in their assessment?
You see, the expectations of Nigerians are very high. You understand? And what you understand again is that if you actually want somebody to do something better, right? You commend him. You give him the enabling support. It will be undemocratic at this time if the governors will not come in the open and say they are not in support of the presidency. That means it is anti-government. The statement they have said could be as a result of their personal relationship over the years, which you can't fault. But the question there beyond that is that we will still want, just as that statement has been made, they should give him the 100% cooperation so that he succeeds. They should always tell him the truth so that he's properly guided. Because the president cannot be everywhere. He's just one person. That is the reason they so-called delegated responsibilities. The ministers are the presidents personified in their various ministries. Do my bidding. When you achieve, I have achieved. When you fail, I have failed. So these These are the paraphernalia of office through which the president can achieve his objectives and goals. He did make a statement now calling on them to fit into the shoes well. And that is the first time I could hear a civilian president, a democratic government in this country, looking through the eyes of those he has appointed and telling them to go to the field and work, that if you falter, if you veer off course, I will not spare you. The sledgehammer will come on you by way of relieving you of your responsibilities and duties. And that is a way of preparing the mindset of these guys so that they can go into the field with patriotism, knowing fully well that it is no longer business as usual. That single statement, that single body language will tell you the direction the president is going, the presidency is going. Because over time we have seen our presidents, being too nonchalant about issues that concern the common man. So we want a total, redesign, a total refix of the system, so that we could be able to get it right. When the ministers are getting it right in their various capacities, when you sum up all the development achievement, you'll be surprised at where the country will find itself. So the president, I will give him kudos. I never expected he will be so manly enough to be able to tell these guys that I have given you an assignment, I have given you terms of references. When you fail, I will not fail to wear the big stick. So starting from there, you are going to see the seriousness that are going to bring into government, and he should follow it up. He should follow it up. He should always liaise with the media, the good media. We are there. Who will be giving him the reports, the blow-to-blow account of what is happening? Because I will not be calling on him, even aside this forum, that he should be the listening president now, that he has everything on his hands to turn Nigeria around and write his name in bold, in gold, so bold, so that his name will be a name that will become a household name in Nigeria. Because any man that is able to fix this country timelessly, his name cannot be erased in the heart of Nigeria. So he should write his name in the hearts of Nigerians, not rather on stones, because the problem is sticking Nigeria as a TTP point. He has everything to do what? To stop Nigeria from that road to perdition we are headed. So God helping us that he should mean his words, he should run with his actions, and Nigerians should be ready to applaud him, especially the Talakawas whom I'm representing here.
All right.
Yes.
I think let's begin to round up this particular segment. But what Nigerians, the common man, they are feeling they are not. It's not easy for them. When you go down the street, you see what is happening. They're really facing hard times. So, what is your advice to them? Because they don't know. Some of them just say it's the same APC government and all that. What is your advice to the common man?
It is true, and there is no immediate quick solution. But there's what they call the palliative to subvert the issue right now. For example, Tinubu's government wants to focus on the farmers. In the farms, he's trying to pump money there for people to grow more food so that the food will be cheaper. Part of the Nigerian problem is hunger. The Buhari's government gave the rice farmers tractors, money to expand their farm. But they started selling you see, some of that problem, it's not the government itself. We, the people, need to look inwards ourselves too. The market women, the police on the road, stopping people delivering their food to the market, collecting bribes and everything. That raised the price of the product. The rice was supposed to be cheap. That's the main reason why Anambra has rice, Lagos State has rice, Zamfara State has rice. Even Cross River was producing rice in massive quantity. I'm not saying it's enough, but we banned importation for almost 4 or 5 years by Buhari's administration. Instead of them to do that, to reduce the price, they started hiking the price, which is unfair. So now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has now issued a reopening of importation of rice. And he didn't do it because he loved the imported rice. It's to compete to bring down back the prices of rice, because when they get a stifle competition from rice that is even more qualitative than our own, they will sit tight. Because part of our problem is just like the cabals. We have cabals in the marketplace, cabals in the fuel station, cabals everywhere. Everybody's trying to milk Nigeria.
So what is your advice to the president?
So the president should continue on. Well, he's already crippled the biggest trillion naira cabals. Okay. After you pay the cabals, the subsidy, no more money to even repair, to fix potholes. We're talking about 7 trillion naira every year paid to the, and they bring false, fake information about what they've imported or exported. So now that is gone. That money is being redistributed, and the palliative will start hitting people's doorstep in a few days from now, because the labor people have received their first alert.
All right, thank you very much. I think thank you very much, Comrade Tunde Okorolu, an APC chieftain, Warri South local government area, and Comrade Emeka Nwokocha, who is a journalist. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll look at other burning issues in our country, Nigeria. Stay tuned.
For this House, probably working with the Senate to come up with a clear strategy on how to engage the federal government to live up to its own agreements.
We must rise to it. They are killing people in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. We should shut down the National Assembly if we cannot save this country.
Point of order, Minority Leader.
Distinguished senators, members of representatives.
Let's shut down if we cannot save this country. We stay in our homes. Our country is bleeding. People are in poverty. There's no food. People are hungry. Insecurity is threatening us. We cannot pretend. It's better we are not here. Than to not see that here people are dying. Every day Nigerians are dying. We must rise to the occasion. And so me, Mr. President.
Welcome back, viewers. It's still political arena. We're looking at the state of the nation. We've just been joined by Comrade Innocent Edo-Uke. Comrade Innocent Edo-Uke is our public affairs analyst. Comrade Innocent, you're welcome to our program once again.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, we want to quickly look at what is happening. We want to go to Rivers State. We want to look at what is happening in Rivers State, the face-off between the Governor Sim Fubara, and the House of Assembly. The impeachment process that began, and then the dramatic twist where the speaker was impeached and another speaker announced in the evening and all that. Commander said, okay, what is your own assessment of what is happening in Rivers State?
Well, my assessment of what is happening in Rivers State is politics of godfatherism. That's my assessment of it. Somebody is no longer in power and still desire to control the mechanism of government from wherever he or she is. That's what I think is happening. And this same individual had fought his predecessor, was possibly out of the state, and so I am taken aback that he's taking that, towing that line of wanting to control the governor and the structure of the state, dictating what should happen. And because he didn't get a positive response, we saw the drama that happened. But thanks be to history and to God for the disposition of the current governor, who had reacted, that led to impeachment and all that you have, sacking and no sacking, to instill fear of the executive in those who are calling themselves loyalists. That's what I see in Rivers State.
All right. Now, what is the implication of this particular face-off? Because Wike has come out to also own up and to also speak, because it was first of all rumored that it was a disagreement between the governor and his predecessor, former governor Wike. But right now he has come to say nobody can take away structure and all that. So it's like almost a confirmation that the face-off is between them. All right. Now, what is the lesson to be learned from all this, Comrade Okorodudu? Is there any lesson to learn?
Well, the lesson goes on. The lesson is always on. You see, in any society, both in the United States, in Britain, in Canada, the issue of hidden godfatherism is always there. Donald Trump just made sure that it was his own selection that became the speaker just last week in the United States Congress. There's always going to be some godfather. You can't operate without somebody leading you. There's always a leader. To me, it's not a godfatherism, it's a leadership. Somebody built a structure. That structure delivered Tinubu, delivered the governor, who was not known from anywhere, but he had a good heart. He thought that this guy can govern following my path. The path of Wike in Rivers State is commendable. I'm not a member of PDP, but when somebody performs, forget about the party. It's the whole idea that is making the country beautiful, building, using the money properly. That's why even Tinubu said, keep your party, but come and work with me. He didn't have to decamp to APC, but he's there. One of the most lucrative ministry that you need a trusted hand, federal capital, where the budget is very high. He put him there because the antecedent he had done shows that he can perform. Now you can't blame Wike for getting worried that there's some inner people like the other politicians who caused problems before, wanting to manipulate. This governor is a young man. I won't say he's inexperienced, but he has not really been in major office like that. He needs to seek guidance from his forefathers. Godfather, you might call it that, but I call it a father. Everybody has a father. So you should utilize that father for positivity. Some people are manipulating and forget Wike is there in federal capital territory. You are in charge. Nobody's in charge. God is in charge. God guides us. God gives us somebody to channel our thinking and produce how to take care of the people. Nobody's in charge.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Comrade Emeka,
yes.
Now, what is the implication of all this? If this crisis is allowed to go on, although they've gone to court, a court injunction has stopped the impeachment process and all that, but the problem is yet to be resolved. If it continues like this, what will be the implication to the Rivers people?
It's quite unfortunate, Mr. John. I don't think when the Constitution of Nigeria was conceived, the intendment of the Constitution was to build our democracy around a man. Section under Chapter 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, fundamental objective and directive principle of state policies, 14(2)(a), when you come down, it tells you that sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom the government derives all its powers and authority. Now, that will tell you that if there's anything that will bring problem in the house, it should be things that tend to violate the welfare, the interest of the citizens, not one person. You have been elected, you have been fed with state resources, you have been fed with taxpayers' money, you are living like Lord as members of the State National Assembly, River State, and you are using government resources to promote a vindictive action, to promote someone's interest, one person. You are saying you want to impeach the sitting governor over what you call gross misconduct. Did they come in the open to explain to us what constitutes the gross misconduct? Have they itemized what the Fubara did that amounted to gross misconduct? If not for the fact that they are loyalists to a man under the same party system, hoodwinking the system, so changing the people of River State of good governance, which they were elected to do. Do you know how many hours, days that have been lost, man-hours, that would have succeeded in taking, the welfare of the people further? And you are doing that with impunity. The people are looking at you, that the government belongs to them. It's just an aberration. It's a rape on democracy of Nigeria. For me, what is happening in River State, the implication, if the people could listen and understand what democracy means, is that the people have succeeded in cajoling the people and putting the people in their pockets, and they don't even care about the welfare of the people. What is happening in River State is not democracy. What is happening in River State is autocracy, tyranny by a group of people to change the people, to seize governance into their pocket and begin, to circumvent the system for their own personal benefit. They are not even scared. They are not even worried. So for me, it is a no-no situation. They should be called to order. Riverians should come and call the elected that this was not what we elected you to go do in that hallowed office. For God's sake.
All right.
That's my stand.
Just calm down a little. All right. Now, Committee no say. Now let's look at the role. I know that you want to respond to some of these things, but before then, let's look at the role of the Nigerian police. When the governor was going to the house, I saw the police trying to stop the governor. According to the governor, was shot at and all that. If a caliber of somebody like the executive governor of a state will be tear gassed and shot at and prevented, use water and all that by the Nigerian police force, what can the common man do? What is the role? I see the role of the police
that is the cry that we, for some of us who are observing, that's what we've been talking about. The policing that is directed from the center takes instruction from the center. The center, the power in government, those who wield power at the center are the ones who control the police. So now the governor is on the opposition. Let's be fact to ourselves. Somebody still telling me that Wike belongs to a PDP. It's an insult on our intelligence. I don't think he's a PDP man.
But he has severally maintained.
He
has maintained that he's not member of the party.
Wike is telling us lies, like he told us lies before the election. Let's call a spade a spade. He has done everything anti his party. He continues doing them, and now a governor is sitting, which nobody did to him. He virtually humiliated his predecessor in the state, and nobody fought him. He's talking of structure. Who gave Wike a structure? The structure has been built in River State since 1999. The likes of Odili is not laying claim to the structure that Wike is laying claim to. It's because his predecessor left PDP to APC that make Wike prominent. Now he has left power. He should leave power for the state governor and stop saying he has a structure. Who gave Wike a structure? PDP had a structure in Rivers State since 1998. He's the same structure that brought him to power. That was why he was able to contend with his predecessor and won election. Now he has come, and he said he was fighting for the interests of South.
All right, because of time.
Now he's not fighting for the interests of riverines.
All right. Because of time, what's the way forward?
The way forward is for him to sit and mind his office in Abuja, and let the governor tend to the issues of the state.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, what the way forward? This wiki problem with Fubara.
Wike should understand that he is not River State. He is not the Tokunadu in River State. He is just one person in River State. If he has any advice, just as the other statesmen will do, you communicate to the governor and guide him.
So nobody's talking about the governor.
And guide him.
So communicate to do.
Well, I'll take a different perspective to it.
Yes.
I'm not saying that Wike is right or wrong. I'm saying that they should come to the table and settle their differences.
I think the president has intervened.
The president intervened with them and talked to them. They both were invited to Aso Rock. Look, human analysis is not something that you can just cut and dry. Human beings, so sometimes you have to bring them together. Even the tongue and the mouth fight each other, but they will reconcile. Family fight each other. This is an issue of reconciliation. Wike still has his passion for River State, and he did well. You can't just abandon and walk away.
All right, it's still a force in River State, of course, we agree. All right, let's move on. Let's look at the NLC planned protest in River State that ended up giving the NLC president swollen eyes and all that.
Imo State.
Imo State, sorry. In Imo State. That left him with a swollen eye. Comrade Emeka Wonkocha, you are a comrade and you were also a unionist. Somebody said it was ill-timed for NLC to want to organize a strike there in a protest in Imo State when election is around the corner. So what is your own view on this and the reaction of the police and the people at the end of the day? What is your own reaction?
You see, Mr. John, in sincerity, everything that is wrong has happened to this country and all the states. Every wrong thing has happened. The man that will say it is not the right time for a peaceful protest, whether election is supposed to be a peaceful exercise, true of us. Protest is a way of expressing your grievances. Oh, should they go take to arms? They are doing their activities in line with constitutional provisions. Which man will fault a man? Such men are intelligent men who understand that things must be done rightly. Unless they are saying that shouldn't be the way. They have told you this is the wrongs you have been doing. You are not paying your workers. You are owing them backlogs of emoluments. You are not listening. You are running the state economy like an empire, a personal empire or a personal estate. The people have come to say, no, we come to ask for our wages. And we are going to do this peacefully. When you fail, we proceed to the court. Where have they erred? You see, let me tell Nigerians, let me tell the governor of Imo State, let me tell our, security apparatuses that sovereignty belongs to the people, that we are the reason they are there. We are the reason they are called police officers. We are the reason they are governors. We are the reason they are house of assembly. If we tell the Nigerians, there is no country where you want to parade yourself as a governor, as a police, as an army. For God's sake, there must be rule of law, and democracy is built on the tenets and fundamentals of rule of law. And when you take away that, automatically what you are seeing is a banana republic. So what I'm saying, that people who came to rule of law are the true Nigerians and the true patriots. So where would the governor of Imo State stand on to saying that Ajayi will mobilize his men to go on peaceful process, to appeal to you, to seek for dialogue, and you are saying he has erred? Erred where? Because it does not suit you, because they want you to be transparent, to be accountable to the people. See, Nigerians leaders should not dare the people. They have been continuously daring the people. For me, I felt that the situation has gone to a point where we begin to ask our leaders, what is the reason? Whose interests are you representing? The people or yourself? So it is time to begin to ask them.
Let's come down a little. Yes. Let's bring down the temper. All right. Comrino said, okay. Now, the The police said they didn't arrest Joe Ajaero, the NLC president, but he was only taken into protective custody because he was being mocked by the people. But at the end of the day, when he was released, we saw that he had a swollen eyes and also some bruises and injuries, according to his medical report. Now, in the first place, is it right? Is it wise? Is it morally right for the NLC to want to organize a protest few days to election, knowing fully well that the NLC also have their own political party who is standing for election in that state, that is the Labour Party, and they have also accused the NLC president of going to court with Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate. So he has been accused of being partisan. And coming to organize a protest in Imo State will also amount to being partisan and all that. So what is your own take in all this?
All these narratives, they are narratives to distort the true state of what has happened. NLC has the right to protect the arrears or the non-payments of their salary, whether elections are coming. It's even the right time to do it. For the people to know that you have decided to stiffen, oppress, enslave, and impoverish the workforce of the state, so that they know the decisions they are taking. If in case you give this man again, we'll all die in the same situation. So it's the right time.
Right.
So saying that it's not the right time and all that, and Nigerian police, they should remember that they will all retire and come to the society.
Obviously.
And then what they are meeting on others will be met back at them. So when I see them take these instructions and they behave like zombies, as Fela had described them, it baffles me. Where would they return? That's why at their return they die prematurely because of this.
It's okay. Let's take it calm. All right, now what is your reaction in all this?
First of all, I want everyone to know on this program, viewers, I am an activist. I am a labor union leader, president of this Public Service Employees Union in the state of California. I've worked under labor. Labor doesn't mean you have the right to just go say fire in the marketplace.
No.
Sure, you understand? You still have to go through the law. There was a federal arbitration court, the labor court. The arbitration court has a restraining order on this labor leader who's playing dual role. You see that you are president of the workers union, which encompasses PDP members, APC members, Labour members, ABGA members, particularly in that side of the country. But if you want to be using the labor as a cover to push for the enthronement of your own philosophical,
no, that's a distorted opinion.
Well, that's your own opinion. That's your own opinion. I am observing just like you.
Just go ahead.
We have been on this debate many years here, 2 years now, and I've been focused on my position, and my position has come to pass.
Yes.
So I'm saying that we all care about the workers. There is already a palliative on the table for all state workers and federal workers, and it's been about to be implemented. There's a budget already for an election, which is going to take place on the 11th, which is just a few days from now. Now, for you to now go there, say we are marching to disrupt the election, and you are violating the court order. Arbitration court has an order of restraint that for now, calm down the tone, and don't go on strike, don't go on anything. Look, in America, you can't just go on strike or go on labor march because you are a labor something.
Right,
you have to get a permission.
We need to go.
There's no police permission.
We need to go, but I'll just allow you to respond in one sentence, Communal sense. You seem to be saying
these narratives are wrong narratives.
But
the truth remains that the federal government has been muscling the people with using the courts. Let me say my opinion. Let me say my opinion.
Yeah,
I can cite number of
no time.
So there's no time for that. What happened there is not against an election. It's a demand for the their sweat.
But the question is, why wait till few days?
They did not wait. The thing is this:
That's
they
your own
served the
analysis,
first
that's your own
notice. No,
opinion.
hold on, sir.
Okay,
Can I say they
process.
served the first notice, served the second notice, went to negotiation, and negotiation failed.
Okay.
And then they went when they know that the negotiation had failed. They went to court horribly overnight and brought an injunction.
All right, we'll leave it at this. We need to close.
What are we saying?
So special thanks to my panel of discussants, Comrade Tunde Kodudu and APC Chieftain in Warri South, local government. Thank you very much for your time. Comrade Innocent Edoke, a public affairs analyst, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, sir.
And also Comrade Emeka Wonkocha, a journalist. Thank you very much for your time. So thank you, my producer, Johnson Obaseji, and my deputy producer, Pastor Mark Mocheri, and John Glover. See you same time next week for another edition. It's goodbye from us. Thank you.